Hello, beautiful. Today, I want to share something that took me years to figure out, and it's a secret I learned from watching European women. It's about how to layer your clothes in winter without ending up looking bulky or shapeless. Because let's be honest, one of the biggest struggles we face in cold weather is staying warm while still looking elegant and put together. I spend time observing how women dress in places like Paris and Milan, where winters are cold, but women always look incredibly chic. And I noticed something fascinating. They layer completely differently than we do, and the results are remarkable. They stay warm, but they look slim and sophisticated, never bulky. The first and most important secret is that European women use thin layers instead of thick ones. This is the foundation of everything. Instead of putting on one or two bulky sweaters, they wear multiple thin layers. And I know this might sound counterintuitive. You might think, won't I be colder with thin layers? But the answer is no, and here's why. Multiple thin layers actually trap more warm air between them than one thick layer. Air is an excellent insulator, and when you have several layers with small air pockets between them, you stay warmer than you would in one bulky piece. Plus, thin layers allow you to adjust your temperature throughout the day. You can remove one if you're too warm or add another if you're cold. The key is choosing the right fabrics for these thin layers. This brings me to the second secret, and that's fabric quality. European women invest in natural fibers that provide warmth without bulk. They wear silk, merino wool, cashmere, and fine cotton. These materials are thin but incredibly warm. Let me break down the best fabrics for layering. Silk is extraordinary. A silk camisole or long sleeve top worn as your base layer is thin as paper, but provides surprising warmth. Silk is also moisture wicking, which means if you do get warm, it won't make you feel clammy. Merino wool is another miracle fabric. Unlike regular wool, merino is soft, not itchy, and it's naturally temperature regulating. A thin merino wool layer keeps you warm without adding any bulk. Cashmere is wonderful for your middle layer. A thin cashmere sweater over your base layer gives you warmth and elegance. Yes, cashmere can be expensive, but one or two quality pieces will last you years. And finally, fine cotton works beautifully for layering. A fitted cotton turtleneck is a perfect base or middle layer. What you want to avoid are chunky knit, thick fleece, and heavy cotton sweatshirts. These fabrics add bulk without adding much more warmth than thin, quality fabrics would provide. European women understand that it's not about thickness, it's about the right materials. Now let's talk about the order of layering, because this matters more than you might think. The proper layering order is base layer, middle layer, and outer layer. Each layer has a specific purpose. Your base layer sits directly against your skin. This should be thin, smooth, and fitted. Think silk camisoles, merino wool tees, or fitted cotton turtlenecks. This layer's job is to wick moisture away from your skin and provide that first line of warmth. It should never be loose or baggy, because that defeats the purpose. Your middle layer provides insulation. This is where you add warmth. A thin cashmere sweater, a fine merino cardigan, or a fitted long sleeve top. This layer can be slightly less fitted than your base layer, but it shouldn't be oversized. The goal is to create a smooth silhouette, not add volume. Your outer layer protects you from the elements. This is your coat or jacket. And here's where European women are very smart. they choose coats that have structure but aren't puffy or oversized. A wool coat with a defined waist, a structured blazer, or a tailored jacket. The outer layer should complete your silhouette, not hide it. Let me give you a specific example of how this works. Imagine it's a cold winter day. You start with a silk camisole as your base layer. Over that, you wear a fitted merino wool turtleneck. Then you add a thin cashmere cardigan. Finally, you put on a structured wool coat with a belt. You have 4 layers, but because each layer is thin and fitted, you look slim and elegant, not bulky, and you're warm, very warm. Now let's talk about proportion, because this is crucial for looking good while layering. The rule is simple. When you layer multiple pieces, at least one element should be more fitted. You cannot have everything loose and flowing. That creates shapelessness. If you're wearing a fitted base and middle layer, your coat can be slightly more relaxed. If your coat is more oversized, your layers underneath need to be very fitted. It's all about balance. European women are masters at this. They mix fitted with slightly relaxed, but they never let everything become baggy at once. Another proportion tip is about length. When you're layering, vary your lengths. Don't have your cardigan, your tunic, and your coat all ending at the same place. That creates a horizontal line that cuts your body and makes you look shorter and wider. Instead, let your base layer be shorter, your middle layer hit at your hip, and your coat be longer. This creates vertical lines that elongate your silhouette. Let me share some specific color strategies that help you look slimmer while layering. Monochromatic dressing is your friend here. When you wear layers in the same color family, you create an unbroken vertical line. This makes you look taller and slimmer. For example, cream silk camisole, oatmeal cashmere sweater, camel coat, all in the same neutral family, all creating one long, lean line. Or black base layer, charcoal sweater, dark gray coat. The subtle variations in tone add interest, but because they're all in the same family, the effect is streamlined and elegant. Another strategy is keeping the darkest color on the bottom. If you're wearing lighter layers on top, finish with dark trousers or a dark skirt. This grounds your outfit and creates a flattering proportion. Now let's talk about some common layering mistakes that add bulk. The first mistake is wearing clothes that are too big. I see this all the time. Women think that bigger clothes will be more comfortable and hide their body, but oversized clothing actually makes you look larger. When you layer, fit matters even more. The second mistake is choosing thick fabrics. That chunky cable knit sweater might feel cozy, but under a coat, it's going to make you look twice as wide as you are. Save the chunky knits for days when they're your outer layer. The third mistake is ignoring your base layer. Many women just throw on whatever and then layer over it. But your base layer is the foundation. If it's bulky or poorly fitted, everything you put over it will look wrong. The fourth mistake is not considering the bulk of your undergarments. Thick bras, bulky shapewear, these add layers you don't want. Choose smooth, thin undergarments when you know you'll be layering. Let me give you some practical shopping advice. When you're building your layering wardrobe, start with investing in good base layers. Get yourself 2 or 3 silk camisoles or merino wool tops. These will be the foundation of countless outfits. Next, invest in 1 or 2 thin quality sweaters. Cashmere if you can, fine merino if that's more your budget. Finally, make sure you have at least one structured coat that fits you properly. You don't need a huge wardrobe to layer well. You need the right pieces in the right fabrics. Quality over quantity is the European way. Here's something else I've learned. Accessories can make or break your layered look. A scarf is wonderful for adding warmth without bulk, but only if you tie it properly. European women tie scarves in ways that add elegance, not volume. A simple loop or a loose drape, never a thick, bulky knot. The same goes for hats. A sleek beret or a fitted beanie looks chic. A giant pom-pom hat can overwhelm your carefully layered outfit. Think streamlined, think elegant. The beauty of mastering this European approach to layering is that once you understand it, you'll never struggle with winter dressing again. You'll know exactly what to wear, how to layer it, and you'll feel confident that you look slim and put together, not bulky and shapeless. Winter doesn't have to mean sacrificing style. With the right approach to layering, you can be warm, comfortable, and beautifully dressed all season long. I'd love to know, what's your biggest struggle with winter layering? Have you been making any of these mistakes? Let me know in the comments below. And if you found this helpful, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe for more practical style advice. Until next time, stay warm and stay elegant.